So the New York Times is reporting that Biden may drop out of the presidential race. I know we're talking about Biden again. Look, folks, this is important news, and we have to talk about it. And yes, even I'm going to be a little bit petty about this. But I have to make this very clear. We here at Hard Lens Media, during the 2020 primaries, during the 2020 general election, and in the aftermath of the election, Hard Lens Media has been consistent in calling out Biden's mental decline and that he wasn't fit for the job and that the Democrats were shooting themselves in the foot, that Bernie Sanders was being... Now, again, to be clear here, we were all in support for Bernie Sanders. Hell, I wanted to see him win in 2020 until I noticed him being more and more of a cuck. And by being a spineless, nutless wonder, he opened the door for the Democrats to, I don't know, undermine his campaign, which he allowed. Same thing that he did in 2016 as well. The Squad and everybody else bending themselves over backwards, and even large, quote-unquote, progressive media networks defending Biden because they all had to stop Trump. No one talked about it. No, everyone was able to say, we got to stop Trump and vote for Biden. That's right, vote blue no matter who. I remember how all of you bastards were out there farting in the wind, doing your little victory dance, bullying people on social media. What do you got to say now? Because now it's almost too little too late. No, not almost. It is too little too late. You can't get a new nominee. What can you do? And I don't know what kind of magic you're going to pull in August. Is either you're all in for Biden or you pick somebody else. But even then, you don't have enough time. Listen, I've been critical of third parties, but even the third party and independent campaigns have been, in comparison to the Democratic Party, have been, I don't know, front and center all-star performers in comparison to the Democrats. You knew that he was in a mental decline. You knew, Democrats and liberals and vote blue no matter who, that Biden wasn't all there, but you decided to live in your own reality and become immature children and say everything's fine until that debate. And I got to tell you, it is so good to see everybody panic and cry. So first, let's pull up this article here from RT, just to trigger the libs, because I want to. I just want to kick them while they're down. And does that make me a bad person? The answer is yes, it does. It does. And I'm going to be petty about it. And I'm going to keep on pushing this as long as I can and be an unsufferable dick about it. Why? Because for too long, these liberals were so smug, so arrogant. And all their sycophants and supporters, that's including Bernie Sanders and AOC, we're all saying that Biden's their guy. Well, now you have an old man who craps his pants, right? So let's go ahead and pull this up here. This is from RT. Biden may drop out of presidential race, according to the New York Times. The White House has told the outlet that claim is absolutely false. No matter what you do, Democrats, you're stuck. You're in a quagmire. U.S. President Joe Biden is seriously considering whether he can recover from his disastrous debate performance, the New York Times reported on Wednesday, citing a key ally who wished to remain anonymous. Biden struggled through last week's exchange with challenger Donald Trump, hosted by CNN. The Times described his performance as devastating, even though Biden's campaign has a range of circumstances to be maximally favorable. Listen. Liberals, corporate media, Democrats, and progressives who think you could form the Democratic Party, I'm going to give you my favorite Logan Roy quote from Succession. What he told his I forgot Connor, 4 children. I love you, but you are not serious people. And I need you to come to terms with that. But watch, all these liberals are going to be crying like, if you got to help, if you don't help us, Trump's going to win. I don't care. You made it clear you didn't want my vote or my input. You made it very clear to my audience what you thought about them, liberals. So sit on it and spin on it, as you should. Continuing on. He knows if he has 2 more events like this, we're in a different place. By the end of the Independence Day weekend, the unnamed ally told a newspaper. While the unnamed source says that Biden is still deeply in the fight for re-election, the 81-year-old is repeatedly aware that the next several days must go well if he wishes to salvage his candidacy, which he cannot. He cannot. I don't care who you are. You can write the most detailed comment in the comment section when I clip this video about how Biden can win. If he does win, it'll be by the skin of his teeth. But even then, if he does win, he'll be the oldest president in U.S. history. And I don't care who you are. Biden is in a decline. He's 81 years old. He's not that young dog. He's an old dog that doesn't have that dog in him anymore. Biden is scheduled to record an interview. Record, not live. It's going to be a recorded interview with George Snuffleupagus. George Stephanopoulos. Okay, so Georgie Boy, a Clinton White House veteran, on Friday, and take part in campaign events in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. A meeting with Democratic governors is also scheduled for Wednesday evening. White House spokesman Andrew Bates told the New York Times that the anonymous ally's claim was absolutely false. Watch it be like Kamala. Hey, who do you think that's ally is? Is it Pete Buttigieg? You know what? When I clip this video, I'm gonna give a question, like a poll. Who it is? Pete Buttigieg? Kamala? Is it the White House press secretary? Who could it be? Who could it be? According to the Times, Biden has told at least one person that he's open to the possibility that the plan to move on from the debate and shift the narrative to Trump may not work. Of course it won't work. You can't blame Trump for being senile. You can't do that. You can't blame Trump. Trump has nothing to do with this. The White House and campaign have offered a range of excuses for what happened at the debate. Meanwhile, a CBS News poll on Wednesday showed Trump 2 points ahead of Biden nationally and 3 points in battleground state. Concerns are mounting about his viability as a candidate and whether he could serve as president for another 4 years. He can't. I'm sorry. I gotta get this off my chest, man. I got so much crap from so many smug people and people on larger platforms or people more authoritative saying, oh, you don't know. How dare you? This is all deep fakes about Biden. Oh, I guess you really like making fun of old people. I don't. But the evidence is out there. All these video clips of Biden looking like this. Where am I? Here. You know what? I'm going to be petty. I will. Let's have fun this 4th of July. This is acting. You know what? No, this is a spot on interpretation. Here's Joe Biden. Where am I? Hey, parachute guy. Whoa. I'm Joe Biden. And I look like this the whole time. I'm Joe Biden. Who crapped my pants? Somebody crapped Joe Biden's pants. Who did it? Who? A bird goes tweet and an owl goes who? And this makes me a bad guy. Whatever. And for all the liberals who say, oh, you're just going to help Trump. Why are you only helping Trump? I'm not helping Trump. Democrats, you did that yourselves. Biden supporters, you did that. Want to know why Trump is winning? Thank Joe Biden and the Democrats. Oh, and that nutless wonder Bernie Sanders and AOC and everybody else who said that Biden was exceeding expectations. To all you bastards who quickly endorsed Joe Biden when he made his announcement in 2023 that he was going to run again, what do you got to say now? Hey, Bernie? Hey, AOC? Anybody else? Bueller? Let's talk about the White House. Let's talk about their excuses. Let's talk about what is going on. Because this presidency is constantly making excuses. So give it up for the White House press secretary. First of all, shout out to the miserable lib, Steph. Karina clarifies, oh, it was Biden's schedule and a cold are the reasons he performed so badly. They constantly got to keep on lying. Why are you lying?
I did want to follow up on what Sungmin brought up, I think others as well. You did get numerous questions yesterday about the president's debate performance. You didn't mention the travel, the jet lag, the foreign trip. So I think you can understand why it was a little bit puzzling to hear the president mentioning that as his explanation for the first time last night. I'm just, can you clarify whether when you took the podium yesterday, did you not know that that was
and I want to say that is my bad. That is part of definitely part of the explanation of what had occurred. I did know that. I did know that. I did know that. But we were so focused. I was so focused.
Really? They did? These are lies upon lies. You know, here's the thing. I mentioned this before on the show. You could tell a really well-constructed lie, and a lie could last for however long, be it a few days or years. But all lies have this one thing in common. They fall apart. They break. The truth gets exposed. And once that lie is exposed, in order to protect said person or group or entity, more lies are shown. But even then, those lies are exposed quicker. See, a lie doesn't have sustainability. And those that tell a lie have to continue to lie because the truth is anathema to them.
Focus on the cold, and that's what I kind of leaned into and talked about. But yes, his schedule did have something to do with it. It was the schedule and the cold, and I was aware of that yesterday.
That's a schedule. It's a cold. He crapped his pants. He was acting inappropriate amongst, well, I got to be careful because of YouTube, but he was acting inappropriate, right? Because that's Joe Biden, right? But there's a problem with Joe Biden, and that is he's not that strong dog. Folks, when Trump, not even Trump, because, Trump's not going to have this. I'm not going to give this to you, Donald Trump. That's right, Trump supporters. You can get angry with me for this one. But Hard Lens Media in 2020, we came with the name of sleepy, creepy Uncle Joe Biden. Well, turns out the sleepy part and the creepy part are right. But hey, White House press secretary, you're confirming what we already knew. What's that? Joe Biden has a nap time?
Have an afternoon nap every day.
Let me be very clear about this.
Oh, being president of these United States. It's confirmed. He really does have a nap time. Nappy nap. Nappy nap. That's the president of the United States. But everybody be quiet because it's sleepy time. It's sleepy time for Joe Biden. It's sleepy time for Joe Biden. It's sleepy time for Joe Biden. Nothing I said, it really just, it's nothing to really add to this. It's just me being petty. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this like a fine steak dinner, okay? Liberals, this is your dog. Own it. It's not my responsibility to clean up your dog that is constantly crapping in the house. That's you, liberals. This is all you. You don't need me, and you don't need my audience. But you're going to be begging for us. And to all of my viewing audience members, when a liberal comes raging and screaming at you, be nice and be polite. They're scared. They're frightened. Give them a hug. Someday they'll grow up. Just not today.
This is a president that wakes up every morning and puts the American people first. That's what he does that every single day. That is his focus. I am not going to speak to sources out there, unnamed sources out there. That's not what I'm going to speak to. I'm going to speak to what I know, what this president does, and how he is committed to the work of the president, of the commander-in-chief. And his record clearly lays that out and speaks to it. And that's what he's going to continue to do. The American people first, and delivering for them.
But he does have a sleepy time. He has a nap time, a nappy nap time. But hold on, it gets even better. Because here's the White House press secretary again talking about the New York Times. Because she's saying that key ally, remember that article I read from RT, just to trigger the libs? It's not true. He's not dropping out. Even though there's a treasure trove of excuses about why he debated terribly against Trump. It was a cold. He was overprepared. It was a campaign advisor's staff that was at fault. He didn't get enough sleep. He crapped his pants. I don't know. Any kind of excuse there is.
Anything else?
Like closing the door to reviewing this over a period of time.
What I can say is the president is moving forward. He's moving forward as being president. He's moving forward with his campaign, as his campaign has been very, very clear about that. That's what I can speak to, and that's what I can say. And that is the president's focus. The president's focus is how does he continue to do that work? And anything else that we're hearing or that's being reported is absolutely false.
Is the president telling people he's evaluating the
Absolutely false. That is absolutely false. I saw that reporting. We were not given enough time to get back to that reporting, just a couple of minutes. And we asked the president President responded directly when asked about this question because we said that we would, and the president said it is no, it is.
Yes, he's staying in, even though that there are many mega donors and billionaires that donate to the Democratic Party that want him to drop out. Now, listen, Democrats, liberals, the Democratic Party admitted that they are a private corporation, that they're a private entity. By voting in the Democratic primary, all what you're getting is a participation sticker. And that's being kind at best. You're not really impacting how the party's going to select their nominee. It's the billionaires and the superdelegates that decide, not you, the voter. The donor supersedes the voter. Remember that always. The donor will win. The voter does not. But those donors, those mega donors, want Joe Biden out. And what the people with money say usually goes, but the next few days should be very interesting. I mean, there's no denying it. There's no recovery after Joe Biden's debate where he was stuttering and stammering like the clown that he is, because let's face it, folks, there's a lot to call out. Case in point, if Biden is to step down, who succeeds him? Wait till you hear this Freudian slip.
Yeah, sure. One other broader question. The president, and I know you'll remember this, back in 2020, referred to himself as a transition candidate. He also said back then that he would be a bridge to the next generation of Democratic leaders. Does he still believe that?
Yes, I mean, I think his statement stands. I mean, one of the reasons why he picked the vice president, President Kamala Harris, is because she is indeed the future of the party. And he's very proud to have partnered with her and continue to partner with her. And the
President Kamala, you heard that. Hold on.
Reasons why he picked the vice president, President Kamala Harris.
President Kamala Harris, you mean vice president? That was a Freudian slip there. What was that again?
I mean, one of the reasons why he picked the vice president, President Kamala Harris, is because she is indeed the future of the party. And he's very proud to have partnered with her and continue to partner with her and delivering an unprecedented record for the American people. And I think he's going to continue certainly to do that. They're going to do that as partners. Like I said, I just saw them before walking into the briefing room. They stopped by to talk to me and my team, and they're ready to go. They're ready to continue.
Yeah, great. Kamala's ready to go. By the way, I do want to read this. Bad cookies. You're speaking to one of our viewing audience members. And look, I've had some liberals say this to me too, because many of them are triggered. There are many liberals out there that are triggered. No lie, I had two shite libs tell me how we should track everyone down who voted for Trump and put them in jail for domestic terrorism. They're supporting a dictator. Exact words. Look, here's the thing about Donald Trump. All right. And I got a lot of crap saying that I've been defending him. I'm not. I'm just calling out what I see. Trump kept his political movement and organization and people together. I don't agree with Trump. I don't want him to sit in the White House. I don't want Biden to sit in the White House. I am against both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Yes, occasionally there's maybe one or two Democrats or Republican politicians that are actually good and honorable. I know, controversial statement right there. But those are the exception. The general rule is both parties are corrupted to the core, and there's no reforming either the Democratic Party or Republican Party. But yet with Trump, he kept his movement together. And politics 101 is that you keep your base and your movement alive and thriving. The Democrats failed. Biden failed. Bernie failed. AOC failed. And so when you see all these people showing up at Trump rallies, Democrats, you can't do that because you failed to follow through with your promises. It's not my fault. It's your own fault. And when you guys get defeated in November, and I have to say this, I am confident enough to say that, yeah, I think Donald Trump can very well secure his reelection after this horrific performance. I'm looking forward to seeing the meltdown. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of you cry. And should I care? No, I don't. But let's also have some fun. Let's have some fun here, shall we? Because I think we deserve to have some fun here. Let's laugh. Comrade Misty, much love to her. Want to read this tweet out. I don't know anything about Rosen, but this is hilarious and awesome. Fantastic comedic timing.
And I'm sharing with you his view.
And we would invite the president to come here and tell us
Noted.
that directly.
Noted, Kelly.
But
He's awake.
Whoever that person was, is he awake? He's taking a nap. Be quiet, you awful, awful man. Joe Biden's sleeping.
tell us that directly.
Noted, Kelly.
But
He's awake.
If he's awake. One more time. Because they're all asking the president to come on down. You think the president's going to talk to you after nap time? He has to have his ice cream cookies.
His view.
and we would invite the president to come here and tell us that directly.
Noted, Kelly.
But
He's awake.
that's inappropriate.
As you
That was inappropriate. Don't make jokes. No jokes. Don't make jokes.
heard from your colleague, the president of the WHA, that's inappropriate. Thank you, Kelly.
That's so inappropriate. Words are violence. Words are so violent. Words are violent. But I want to pull up this article. I know another one from RT. Just to trigger the libs. Just to trigger the libs because they deserve to be triggered. As they should. Dozens of Democrat lawmakers want Biden out, according to Bloomberg. Dozens of Democrats in the U.S. Congress are considering signing a letter demanding that President Joe Biden suspend his re-election campaign, Bloomberg reported on Wednesday. Calls for Biden to withdraw from the race and resign from office have intensified since the disastrous debate performance against Donald Trump last week. And look, even though it was last week, I got to tell you, it's still resonating. It's not like throwing a little pebble in a pond. It's like throwing an asteroid in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. We're talking about large tsunamis. We're talking about devastation, the likes of which this planet hasn't seen since the extinction of the dinosaurs, except Joe Biden probably remembers the dinosaurs going out. But Democrats, especially you politicians, you do realize that you could have had a primary, but oh, wait, you shot yourselves in the foot again. You chose not to have a primary. You said, oh, we're all in for Biden. Everything's fine. How's that working out for you now? Not that good, I bet. Continuing on. Bloomberg did not name any of the lawmakers involved and attributed news to an anonymous, serious party official. According to this official, Democrats fear association with the unpopular and apparently senile president will harm their own re-election chances in November. You don't say. A goodness, a gracious, Cretaceous, leading to a Republican sweep of Washington and an unchecked Donald Trump presidency. Well, this was going to happen. I said this would happen. But, oh no, liberals and those that want censorship. You were like, how dare you? You should be canceled. To you liberals out there, it's okay. I forgive you. I love you. Maybe when you choose to become serious people, you could talk to us again about politics because a lot of you right now are living your own reality. Calls for Biden's withdrawal have snowballed since last Thursday CNN hosted a debate during which Biden appeared confused and struggled to finish sentences. He was over-prepped, number one. He had a cold, number two. He was tired, number three. And some jerk crapped his pants. Can you imagine somebody just crapping your pants and you still have to go on stage in shitty pants? There are mean people out there. I never knew. Speaking to BSNC on Tuesday, influential Democrat representatives Nancy Pelosi and Jim Clyburn both discussed the possibility that Biden may suffer from a mental condition, while Representative Lloyd Doggett of Texas became the first sitting Democrat lawmaker to urge Biden to suspend his campaign. Liberal pundits have gone further, with The Atlantic and Hill both publishing op-eds Wednesday calling on Joe Biden to leave office immediately after New York Times, Washington Post, Chicago Tribune all called on him to step aside so the party can choose a more lucid candidate to take on Trump this November. Listen, August comes around. There's a DNC convention, August 19th through the 22nd. Then you have September and October. 2 months for this new candidate to introduce themselves to the American people. That's not going to energize the base. You have to do this months, a year in advance. It's too little, too late. I got to tell you, folks. To everyone that will be watching the election night, I know I will. The meltdowns and the people having panic attacks, it'll be funny. Some of it will be difficult to watch because there are going to be some people who will be embarrassing themselves on the internet for centuries to come. Okay, it's going to resonate. The internet's forever. So to whoever the Because I'm just giving this out in advance. Because if we're in a collage video, I want to be very specific where I want to be at. When you're doing the liberal meltdown, Hard Lens Media, the only thing we'll be sad about is how third parties performed. Okay, so just I'll be that special case. So whoever that Trump person is going to be doing a whole media collage meltdown. Just have a special section for like, be like, here's something like, oh man, third parties failed. Oh, but look at the liberals crying. There you go. Anyways, because it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be glorious. I don't know if TYT will have an infamous meltdown again, but that will be funny to watch too. Meanwhile, continuing on with the article, the White House, meanwhile, insists that Biden does not suffer from dementia. Oh, yeah, right. Or any other degenerative condition, and that his lackluster performance was a result of tiredness, a bad cold. On Wednesday, White House spokesman Andrew Bates dismissed a report from the New York Times suggesting that the president was considering whether to pull out of the race, no pun intended, calling the claim absolutely false. These guys, these politicians, they are ill-prepared, and they are all clowns. But it's funny to see them all panic. And I, for one, am happy to see them panic. It's hilarious to me. Grab the popcorn, folks. The show ain't over yet. Not by a long shot.